68 the final. Harris in the middle of the mob scene.
This was the scene Thursday night following Virginia's victory over number 3 Duke. But one man who wasn't pleased, Coach Mike Krzyzewski, who vented about his court rushing concerns at the post-game press conference.
When we've lost, in the last 20 years, everybody rushes the court. Whatever you're doing, you need to get the team off first. I mean, look, celebrate, have fun, obviously you won, that's cool.
Has storming the court gotten out of control in college hoops? To give us some perspective, we bring in our Hoosier insider, Ken Bykoff. Ken, there are people who say this is what makes college hoops great. You've seen Minnesota and Illinois fans rush the court after defeating Indiana. Are Coach K's concerns about safety legitimate?
In the abstract, anytime you have that many people coming into a small area, you have the potential for injury. But in terms of what he was talking about, from a player safety standpoint, from a coach safety standpoint, I thought Virginia did a fantastic job. And I was surprised that he complained about that one, because they had a wall of security there. And as long as it is dealt with properly from a security standpoint, I think everything is okay. Some of the ones that I've seen, whether it be Kentucky, Indiana beating Kentucky last year, the court rushes we've seen this year, I think every effort's been made to protect everybody as it goes on. But the kind of things that he was talking about, waiting for the team to get off before rushing the court, I just don't think that's practical.
Ken, there are some basketball fans who are not all in favor of rushing the court. We found a tweet from mgrave5 writing, "Rushing the court is just admitting you're an inferior team. Act like you've been there before." Ken, is there a quality of win in your mind when rushing the court is justifiable?
Well, to me, it's not a certain ranked team that you have to beat. It's kind of what the win means to the program. And I would wonder how old the gentleman is that sent that tweet, because I guarantee that's not a student standpoint. That is somebody who got to rush the floor when they were in college, or had that opportunity, or possibly never had that opportunity. Indiana, when they beat Illinois, I go back to myself, Indiana, when they beat Illinois a couple of years ago, to beat a ranked team for the first time after all the program it had been through, it was a proper court rushing. To me, yes, it admits that you're an inferior team. And that's what I also feel about it, is if you get the court rushed on you, it is a compliment to your team of how much fans didn't expect to beat you. So yes, it is explaining that, but I think, if you're not going to be able to rush the court while you're in college, when can you? And so to me, that's not that big a deal. There are times when it's warranted and times when it's not, but for Duke, it's a compliment.
Now, one conference where we do not see students often storming the court is the SEC, because the conference can penalize the school. Should the NCAA come up with more stringent rules here?
I'd have a problem with that. To me, I understand the safety issue. I understand that the SEC's been doing it for almost 10 years now, and they haven't really had a problem with it. But to me, it does take away part of what makes college basketball, special. You don't really get that anywhere else. A court rush, I don't know. That, to me, that's a conference by conference thing, because there's not a lot of court rushes in smaller conferences anyway. And I think that it also seems like more courts are being rushed because there's more coverage of it now than there once was maybe 20 years ago. So I'm not really in favor of the NCAA doing anything. And each conference could certainly look at the situation, but it's not something that I'm in favor of in general.
All right, Ken Bykoff, thanks for the perspective.
Thanks a lot.
Is Virginia's win the biggest surprise victory of the season? Check out our campus countdown, only on CampusInsiders.com.